So they're a car. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Denver's airport. Amongst all the chaos that's going on in the world caused by the Trump administration that we really don't have to have, the main propaganda machine called Fox News continues to peddle his lies and propaganda, and there are still people who are in this religious bubble that eat it up. And in this video, we're going to give you the facts about some of the things Fox News continues to lie about and how they are allowing Trump and people to do harm to the American people in an effort to scare you into believing other things are going to happen. We'll discuss that. We'll also discuss Fox News' disgusting take on billionaires and what it means to tax billionaires. That is just dumb. We have more MAGA politicians getting filthy mouth with reporters who are just trying to do their damn jobs. And is Trump really playing 4D chess the way some people think he is? I don't think so. I don't think Trump can count to 4, let alone play 4D chess. That and so much more. Lamont Tyson, Life Gains, Politics of Being Black. We start right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You are back in the building with Lamont Tyson. So grateful to have some of you all new here that have tuned in to me. Over the last 28 days, I've gotten about 45,000 new subscribers. YouTube has finally started pushing my content to a diverse group of people that are all about progressive politics, all about equality, all about stopping the madness and seeing justice for everybody be equal in this country and not letting billionaires get away with it. Thank you and welcome to the channel. For those of you that follow me for movie and TV shows, I still got it, but I've moved it over to a different channel because I could not, with good conscience, let this channel continue to talk about movie and TV shows with the bull jive going on that could ultimately hurt you worse than my review gives you joy in your day-to-day life. So let's start this thing out. My thumbnail was all about this bull jive right here. Fox News would have you believe that the reason DHS workers and investigators are going unpaid is because Dems refuse to budge on a budget deal. Us folks who have education and think critically, we know better. So when you see this, you got to wonder to yourself, who in the hell is listening and believing a headline like this? Who believes that the Dems are stopping anything? People in Fox News. Well, people, let me show you what the real deal is. How can the Dems control anything when this is the makeup of the government? Presidency controlled by Donald Trump, MAGA Republican. The Senate, legislative upper branch, controlled MAGA Republican Party. The House of Representatives, the legislative branch, lower chamber, controlled MAGA Republican Party. And last but not least, the one entity that is supposed to be nonpartisan, which is as partisan as House Party, the Supreme Court, the judiciary, conservative, meaning it's controlled by MAGA Republicans. And yet you have the audacity to play in folks' face and insult people by putting this shit up. And then further, America is insulted by the 30% of people who still believe this shit. And if the graphic I just showed you wasn't 8th grade-y enough for you, let me give it to you in more 8th grade terms. Here you go. Easy way to remember everything that you just got in a lesson from the Politics of Being Black. The presidency, Republican. The Senate, Republican. The House, Republican. The Supreme Court, conservative, which means Republican. So just on face value, MAGA maggots. How is anything in this Fox News graphic real? I mean, literally nothing in this picture is real. From that woman's fake ass hair to probably her fake boobs to, oh boy, the black dude has got the beignet in his hair. That's not real. To kill me. Look at how stiff his hands is. Look at his hair. That's probably not a real Supercuts #7. But you know what? The point is, when are you going to stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe with Fox News? Or do you want to be complicit in the lies because it makes you feel good to know that Trump is in there doing whatever he wants to do? And I'm speaking to you poor MAGA folks, hurting you, causing disruptions in your life. But because he makes you feel good that he's owning the libs, you'll continue to vote for that bull job, regardless of how it hurts you. Post your comments, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest propaganda machine in the world is not CNN, it's not MSNBC, it's Fox News. They are right up there with Russian TV, that RT channel. They do just about the same damn thing. And speaking of more weakness caused by MAGA and the Republicans, you've already seen how Denver's airport, one of the busiest airports in the world, had a power outage, which I believe is caused by these cuts that MAGA has done to things like TSA, to protective services so that we don't get terror threats. I believe it's caused by that. But on top of that, they're trying to enrage the people by doing things like this. Take a look at this line. See that? See that? It goes on and on. And this is Austin, Texas, people. On and on. Oh, we're not done. We're still going. Still going. Still going. Still going. Not done. You know, maybe we'll get around the corner to the bathroom and then we'll be on the airplane. Nope. Still going. Are we going to get to the climax, the end? Finally, we did. We got to the climax, the end. But people, all this mass hysteria, all this lack of funding to help TSA, and all these other services that are just impactful to the American people, the Trump administration has taken it away. You didn't know? Here's another graphic for you. This is what the Trump administration has done, and they keep trying to blame it on Democrats. When I've just showed you in this Politics of Being Black lesson on the economy and history and how government works, this is what they've done. Cutting funding to airport safety, TSA, less money, fewer workers, slower security checks. Could make it easier for dangerous items to slip through the cracks and blow up another airplane. Sorry to be graphic, but this is the bumbling of people that voted for Trump in office. Weakening cybersecurity programs. This is what the oligarchs, the rich tech oligarchs want anyway. They don't want no guardrails on security tech. Cutting and reducing teams that protect against hackers. Making it easy for other countries to attack the US system, banks, power grids. Let me pull this down real quick. What just happened to the airport, ladies and gentlemen, in Denver? A power outage. Okay, let's get back to the graphic. Reducing intelligence and surveillance efforts. Fewer resources for tracking threats from countries and terrorists means the US might miss warning signs. I don't know if y'all forgot, but the #1 terror threat to America is not somebody from Iran. It's not migrants. It's white grown terror groups, incel, ICE. Yes, I said it, ICE. The fuckers that want to go work for ICE, that come from QAnon and these other groups. That's the #1 threat to terror. And Trump has reduced all those things on purpose. Last one, cutting public health and emergency preparedness. Less preparation for pandemic or biological threats can make the country slower to respond to emergencies. A lot of the people that voted for Trump work for EMS, and they voted because they want to lose increased money to their own organizations. And then on top of that, cutting your money, he's increasing what you have to spend with this bullshit war, making gas and oil go up. Your food costs have already been going through the roof. When y'all told us you voted for eggs when we know good and damn well you didn't. You voted for hate. You voted to own the libs. And now you got to own this shit yourself. And some of y'all is too old to go move back in your mama's basement. Some of y'all 65 years old. You can't move back in your mama's basement at that age. And to further buffer this point, ladies and gentlemen, about what's going on in this country, Fox News, in all their dumb wisdom, had this to say about us taxing the billionaires who have made a killing since COVID. Well, hell, they've been making a killing, but the wealth gap has just gotten worse since COVID because remember, Trump did a tax cut for the rich back then, and that was minor compared to what he just did this go around. But take a listen to this dumbass take from Fox News.
You're not ready for how bad this is.
I'm going to give the billionaires some advice.
Oh, wow.
Because the wealth gap's the widest it's been since the roaring 20s. So if you're a billionaire in California, before the peasants start storming the castle, how about this? How about you buy everybody there a $1 value meal at McDonald's? Or make the homeless people in Skid Row fight like gladiators.
I don't know if we hate Fox News enough, because they certainly hate you.
So they're called stupid people because they vote for him and don't like his policies. Or are they hypocrites?
I don't
Stupid
know.
hypocrite.
There are two issues here. Eric Adams left Zohran Mamdani with a budget deficit. He has to fill that. The governor of New York could raise taxes on the wealthy. If she says no, Mamdani's last resort is to raise property taxes.
The only option is to raise taxes on your property owners? That's crazy to me.
It's crazy to you because it's not true. But you don't want to tax the wealthy, so what do you want? And this is Rich. The Speaker of the New York City Council says she won't support a property tax increase and that retirees' health benefits should be cut instead. Maybe she doesn't want to raise property taxes because she lives in a $7.5 million home. Greed is a sickness. And one of the loudest opponents of California's proposed billionaire tax is Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg is the wealthiest man in California and the fourth wealthiest person in the world, worth $226 billion. And for Mr. Zuckerberg, it's apparently not good enough to own one yacht. He had to buy 3 yachts worth $530 million. He had to buy 11 homes in Palo Alto to make a family compound. Mr. Zuckerberg, you can afford to pay your fair share of taxes.
The right-wing media is going to continue to lie about this because at the end of the day, they are in service of billionaires, not you. What would scare them even more is if you tagged Kathy Hochul in the comments to put pressure on her to support taxing the wealthy in New York. It's time for them to start paying their fair share.
You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. These billionaires have, if we was to put this on a curve, it wouldn't be a K. It would be a straight line up and down between them and everybody else in terms of the way the wealth gap has gone. To say pay fair share, I think that's being nice. Hell, we need to say you need to start uplifting this country because we have all this debt because we keep giving your ass cuts. And what I guess the poor folks who continue to vote for Trump don't understand is one of the reasons why we have this wealth gap is because when the government prints more money, you give the wealthy the excuse to say that, oh, since there's more money in the economy, we've got to raise prices up. Problem with that is the people who got the inflated money in the first place was the wealthy. And then because there's more money circulating around that they have, you didn't really get, they now get to say we got to increase goods and services that you wind up paying. Do y'all understand how they are Ponzi scheming the American people, middle class and poor? That's all this game is. They're Ponzi scheming you. It makes no damn sense. Amazon can move to a community. They are a multi-billion-dollar company. and get 10, 30, 40, 50 million in tax breaks and not have to pay taxes for 10 years when you've got hundreds of businesses who are been holding up the community for years and are probably one bad event away from failing. That money should be given to them. And you know who should be paying for it? Those billionaires that have benefited the most over the last 6 years. This is ludicrous. And for those who vote for them thinking that they're going to get to that lofty status, stop it. All the stuff that Republicans have told you about, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, work your finger to the bone. I get 2 hours of sleep at night. That shit is hogwash. That shit is as much hogwash as dudes who go to the gym and on steroids and tell you they natural. It's a facade, ladies and gentlemen. Those billionaires are stepping on the necks of somebody. They're getting help. They're getting a hand up that you're not getting. They call you a socialist because they are using the money. Have y'all not figured out Trump and MAGA and Republicans? They always project their wrongdoing onto someone else so that they can get away with the shit. People, wake up. Stop it. We need to start going after unrealized gains, because the way the wealthy get away with not paying taxes is because they hide all their money in stocks and assets. So instead of taking a salary from their company, they'll just put their loan, they'll put their shares up for loan, go get a low interest loan that me and you can't get for like 1% on, $100 million, and enjoy it. Pay no tax on it because it's a loan. But what we need to do to catch back up is go after those unrealized gains to get their asses to perk up. It makes no sense. A decision comes down to taxing the billionaire versus increasing property tax on a lot of people who are already hurting. That's madness. And I don't want to hear a damn thing from somebody that's saying, I don't need no handout. Yes, you do. Everybody at some point in their life needs help. The government is not just here to serve corporations and wealthy. Honestly, the government is here to serve the people more than those entities. But somehow, some way, through rogue courts, through policies that have been put in place that hide dark money, it has turned into we serve the corporations, not we serve the people. So post your comments. Let me know what you guys think. We've got to do something to turn this shit around quickly. Speaking of Republicans behaving badly, let us go to Texas and see another MAGA site who's acting badly.
Senator, I was hoping that we
Why
could.
don't you tell your Democrats to vote to pay these poor
Let's
people?
do it. Let's do it.
No,
Why don't
you do it.
No, we
I've
don't have to.
voted
You don't
for
have to
it
yell at
time
me.
and time
You don't have to
again.
yell at me. Let's talk for a second, Senator.
No,
There's a bipartisan bill to fund just the TSA. Can we do that together?
Not acceptable.
Not acceptable to
You
fund
want to
just
fund?
the TSA.
How about all the terrorist attacks like we've seen down on 6th Street?
Let's-
You want those to continue? These people are keeping us safe. Tell the Democrats to vote for funding the DHS.
Let's talk about each one. Would you fund the TSA with me? No?
Same concept as Fox News. Same concept. Fund the DHS. Tell the Democrats to do it. I just showed y'all who controls the government, and it's not a Democrat. It's not. They want you to continue to fund ICE and these terrorist organizations masquerading as something that's supposed to be protecting the people, instead of funding TSA, something that directly serves the people, and they want you to be mad at Democrats. First of all, it is already unpleasant when we have TSA at full staff. And make no mistake, they're trying to pick on TSA because most places in major cities, TSA is consisted of Black people. So there's an undertone here of racism toward TSA because there's a lot of Black people working that job. And make no mistake, that's who's getting hurt by this a lot too. There are TSA people who ain't been paid in a month, sleeping in their car because they can't afford their rent no more. And they still keep trying to blame this on Democrats when I just showed you the graphic of who controls the government. Stop it. Until you all get serious about how we all have to help each other. we're going to be stuck with these MAGA Republican hypocrites running the government, trying to make sure it's only for the elites. I don't know how to get Snaggletooth, West Virginia mountain hanger to do a better job in voting for what's best for him and his own interests. That also helps me and you. I don't know how to do that, but I do know how we can start the process. We have got to start educating our young people on what it means to live in a country like this that has a mix of socialism and capitalism, and to make sure that the good of all people remains more than the good of the fucking corporations. Come on now. Post your comments. Let me know what you think about Corning being corny as usual. Here's a clip about Trump playing 4D chess. And as I said earlier, I don't think Trump has 4 brain cells left that he can rub together and start a fire, much less play 4D chess. Take a look at this.
1, Donald Trump starts the war against Iran. 2, the Iranians close the Straits of Hormuz. 3, the price of gas spikes in the U.S. 4, Donald Trump decides he's got to get the price of gas down, so he ends sanctions against Moscow, which means petrodollars start flowing in there. And 5, in return for the favor, the Russians give targeting data to the Iranians for where to hit American installations. And there you have it. In 5 simple steps, Donald Trump funds the war against America. 4D chess, baby.
First of all, Donald Trump brain couldn't sit through that 40 seconds to even hear that plan. This is all Stephen Miller. Donald Trump has to do the bidding of Netanyahu and Putin because he's compromised. So while we claim to be fighting Iran, we're secretly helping Russia give Iran resources that fight us in Israel, as if there's a real deal war going on, and it's not. The American people, our soldiers, are just pawns for somebody and a group of people trying to avoid jail time over a sex trafficking ring known as the Epstein situation. Netanyahu, Putin, Trump, his whole damn administration. This was not just an American thing, ladies and gentlemen. This was an international thing. And so to distract, we're going to go to war. We're going to raise your prices. If you won't let go of the Epstein, keep that out of the top 5 search things, we're going to force it out of you through a war that we know always ends badly for everybody, and especially for Americans when Trump is the leader of the fucking... Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Get some gumption about yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Educate yourself so that we stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. This is not 4D chess. This is 4D destruction to the American middle class and the poor, and ultimately the wealthy too. Because look, as much as this administration is racist, it's elitist at that. And you have someone who basically is trailer park trash in Trump, who has always had a chip on his shoulder because he wanted to rub elbows with the richest people and could never get there, has now taken the office of the White House and is using that to enrich himself. And technically those same elite people that he's forcing himself on, they don't like his poop smelling ass. They don't. But he's going to keep fighting as hard as he can to pretend like they do. So post your comments, man. Let me know what you think. And I always like to end my shows on a little bit of funny, something to just break the pain of the day-to-day doom scrolling that happens because of this administration. And again, it's my boy Godfrey with another episode of Leave Black People Alone.
On the next episode of Leave Black People Alone. Now this, I want to call Class is Now in Session. I actually want to call it Schoolhouse Rock. This brother walks in, and he just walks in. I'm thinking maybe he's late for class. Maybe he's going to look at a class. Maybe he's coming to see a friend. No, he is coming to see somebody, but he came to somebody up. And you know how Bernie Mac used to say, there's going to be some furniture moving in this motherfucker. You know, I'm going to move some furniture. I'm you up on sight. Yo, this brother started moving desks out of there, and this tall white dude stands up, and this brother commences to his ass up. beating his ass, tossing him around. He even did a double kick to his back. Yo, he beat him down. And it says in the caption, a dude looks for the bully, the guy that's been bullying him. One thing I love is when bullies get f***ed up. I love when bullies get beat down, because you shouldn't be bullying people. I hate bullies. I hate bullies. And I take so much pride when a bully gets beat the f*** up. Good for you, brother. You tore his ass up. I give you an A+ for that beat down. I enjoyed that. Now that's what I call schoolhouse rock. Huh. Leave black people the f alone. Class is now in session.
Godfrey's 100% right. And bullies is something that I hate too. I hated them in high school. We had a couple of bullies that would try to steal jewelry from me and my friends, and I would always be the one step up to the plate to just take the arrows, because at the end of the day, most bullies are really pussies. Most bullies have insecurities, and instead of going getting therapy, and Trump is a prime example of this, instead of going getting therapy, you want to just take out this aggression on other people because you don't know how to deal with your own shit. And that's what we had right here. And if you ultimately stand up to a bully and punch his ass in the face, they usually will go away. Now, you have some bullies that are a little tougher than that, but most bullies are really pussies. And if you slap them in the face with a hard dick, they'll go away. And shout out to that young man for getting his get back, doing what he needed to do, because it really was a problem there. And at the end of the day, right now, with what we're going through in this country, a lack of justice, a lack of accountability, anything that can push back folks who want to be bullies, folks who want to be racist, folks who want to tell you what you need to be doing with your life that's not for the benefit of all, we got to push them to the back. And so you all let me know what you think. Please, please post your comments. Drop me some comments. Share, like this video. Again, if you want to continue to follow me for my movie content, it'll be right here. And tomorrow I will be going to see Project Hail Mary with my little homie, and we'll get a review up for that on that channel. And it'll also be on the TikTok. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, I'll see you.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.